is an Emmy Award-winning actress whose talent has graced our screens for decades in shows like All My Children and Power. Now she's captivating audiences in her new smash hit Netflix series, Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. Take a look.
Don't lie to me, Lydia.
What are you talking about?
We're the only ones who live on that road. Did one of your boys hit her? They drink, they party, they drive down that road 100 miles an hour.
Norman, you're scaring me. Now tell me what you're talking about.
Somebody ran over her and she's in the hospital.
Oh, no. Norman, I'm so sorry.
Ooh! Would y'all please welcome the legendary Debbi Morgan? Debbi.
Boy, what an audience you have.
Well, they knew you were coming. You walked around that corner. If somebody wrong, I don't want to be right. You look. Oh my goodness, sexy. Where sexy everything.
I love your hair.
Thank you. I will give it to you. I will take it off and give it to you. I just want to say I love you so much, Debbi. You know this. I get so many texts from you all the time because about this show. Debbi will text me and tell me what she likes and what she doesn't like all the time. I wait for my text from Debbi Morgan. So how am I doing today, Mom?
You're doing good because I really like the shorter hair.
Yes.
Than the long, because I can see her face.
Because you can see
And
the
so
face.
what I did one day, I didn't know if you got it. I said, Sherri, I love the shorter hair.
I got it.
But 2 days later, you had long hair.
Long hair. Just rebellious
you
like that.
look beautiful no matter what.
And I know you always tell me, and Debbi, you told me you texted me because you said you don't hear enough about Jeffrey on the show.
Don't you guys love hearing those stories about Jeffrey?
I do.
It is so funny, but you said Jeffrey doesn't like it.
Jeffrey told me, he said he's 19, and he said, you can't talk about me anymore. Oh. So I'm dying inside, because that's my money,
well,
you know.
Well, maybe you'll have to introduce me to him, and maybe I can have a conversation with him.
Not dressed like that, Debbi Morgan. It's gonna be, what's that movie that was out, Mrs. Robinson?
It'll be on the phone.
Because he will fall in love with you. The same way we fell in love with you, Debbi, 40 years ago when you were Angie Baxter Hubbard. And I know, and you've done so many things since then, but do your fans still call you Angie?
Oh, girl, I can be walking down the street in the grocery store, wherever, and somebody come up to me and say, I love you on All My Children, you and Jesse. I watch you every day. I said, I don't think you watch me every day, honey. I've been on for like 30 years.
Oh, my goodness. But it's something that we remember. You touched our heart so much as Angie. We could relate to you.
Yes. You know, we were the Darnell Williams and I, we were the first black super couple on daytime drama. And Darnell, who's almost like family to me, he gave me away at my wedding.
He did.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We hadn't seen that kind of black love before, and we got to see it on All My Children.
Yes.
But, it's so funny. I look at you, and you got these iconic dimples. Like, Debbi, and not only you got this face that evokes love, and people look at you and go, what juju is on you? Because you look exactly the same. But when you smile with those dimples, it's just like joy and love comes out of you.
Thank you.
Where does that come from?
I'm a happy person. Now, you know what my mother used to tell me? She said when you were a little girl, if you did something bad and I gave you a little spanking or you got in any kind of trouble, she said about 5 minutes later, you'd have the biggest smile on your face. Mommy, can I do such and such a thing? Can I go here? You would forget all about that chastising. And I've always been like that. I try not to, anything that bothers me or I'm angry about something, I will spend that one day crying if I have to, being upset. The next day, I'm moving forward.
So are you a person that... Because, you know, a lot of times especially we as women, we overthink things. What did they think about us? Did I offend them? Do you go through that, or how are you able to shake it off to find the positive?
Well, you know, I find it a lot easier living where I live and not living in Hollywood.
Okay.
It was a lot to contend with living in Hollywood, but living where I live in Maryland, right outside of D.C. And, you know, I run in, well, let me put it this way. In L.A., I was a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
In Maryland, I'm a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And, you know, people come up to me all the time, you know, and I can't believe you in the grocery store.
Yeah.
You live here in Maryland?
Yeah.
You know, but I've always been a pretty joyful person, and I'm able to just let things slide off my back.
And you
don't
are.
mind it.
Joy is all over you. It is a spirit over you, Debbie.
Oh, Sherri, thank you, Sherri. I'm so
And
glad I made it here.
I'm so glad you're here too, and I'm glad your husband. 15 years you've been married to your husband, Jeffrey. And again, when you talk about Hollywood, you know, for us in Hollywood, 15 years is a long time.
That's a lifetime.
That is
in
a
Hollywood,
lifetime.
yes.
So, you know, we always talk about on this show, our friend Bevy Smith always says, it gets greater later. So with Jeffrey, has it gotten greater later?
Listen, I don't know if anybody ever read my autobiography, but when I wrote it,
What's the name of your autobiography?
It's called The Monkey on My Back.
The Monkey on My Back.
Yeah.
All right.
But this is my 4th marriage.
Okay.
Yes, my 4th marriage. And I said to my husband, when we celebrated this 15 years of being married, I said, why didn't I meet you a long time ago?
Yeah.
Before I kissed all of these duds. And, you know, and my husband said, no, you met me at the right time. Because if you had met me back then, I would have been like all them other duds you were with.
Like all the other duds.
Yeah, I'm just so happy. He's such a great husband.
And I know he's got to be a great husband and so supportive of you because you are working, you are booked and busy, and you was amazing at Divorce in the Black. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That was my jam. But now you in the show Beauty in Black. Tyler Perry got you cussing. Tyler Perry got you confronting strippers. Tyler Perry got you fighting family. Do you like playing the...
Listen, I told Tyler, I can't say the whole word out, but I'll just say, I said, Tyler, how many more MFs are you gonna make me say in this movie?
It's something about them dimples. You love to hear Debbie say a MF, boy.
Oh, but this role that I'm playing on Beauty in the Black is so delicious.
Yes.
So delicious. She's such a juicy character. And she's a character that, she's the matriarch of the family.
Yes.
And she is a very proud church-going woman.
Yeah.
On Sundays. And some days during the week. But let me tell you, on those days when she's not feeling particularly spiritual and the devil comes out, honey, she can be a shrewd, vengeful, take no prisoner, scary woman.
Ooh.
And I'm loving every minute of it.
It's funny because, and I love it seeing you go back and forth with Richard Lawson.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you look at? Do you love
Richard? Listen, when we did the premiere screening for Beauty in the Black, I called Richard my husband number 2 because we've played husband and wife so many times.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there next to my husband, and I said, oh, this is my husband, Jeff. I said, and this is my husband number 2, Richard. And my husband turned around, he said, no, I'm the only husband.
Oh. He says, that's what separated me from them other dudes.
Exactly,
he said,
right.
Oh, my gosh. But do you like sparring with Richard Lawson, going back and forth?
Because all of the roles we've played before, our characters have usually been married to each other.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're getting to be adversaries. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Richard, I get to come at you in a whole nother way. I'm loving it.
Oh, man. Debbie, I am so glad you're here. You are the cat's meow.
Thank
and
you.
I think, and just, don't lose those dimples. Those dimples, if you could bottle your dimples up and sell them at a store, I would buy 16 ounces of it.
Well, I'll tell you this little quick story. When I was a little girl, I came home, I think I was in the first grade, I came home and I was crying. And I said, Mommy, why do I have these holes in my face? And so she said, honey, she said, don't worry, when you get older, you're really gonna appreciate them. And I thought to myself, yeah, you my mother, you have to say that.
And do you appreciate them?
Yeah, I do.
Debbi, thank you for being
Oh,
here. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Part 1 of Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black is streaming now on Netflix, and I know we're gonna have a season 2 of that Beauty in the Black.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have